Littler, Humphries, Aspinall. You can see there, by the way, he has leapfrogged above Gerwin Price up into third with that victory. Price coming up a little bit later on. So those four heading to London. Luke Littler, by the way, if you missed it earlier, broke the 40-point record by beating Stephen Bunting. Average 114 in the process as well. And that result confirmed that Bunting will finish bottom. Let's take a look at the draw then, because we have our first semi-final confirmed. It sees Littler go head-to-head with Aspinall. Next up, we're going to head to the bottom half of the draw, and we have the world number one, Luke Humphries, up against Rob Cross. Before we get to this one then, let's get the pre-match thoughts of Luke Humphries. He's backstage with Abby.
Luke, Premier League runner-up in 2024. What are the main things that you want to take from tonight before going to the O2 next week?
Just a bit of confidence, to be honest. You know, obviously I played well last week with that great game with Luke. Just the same again, you know, I want to play well, give myself a bit of confidence going into, you know, next week. And, you know, if I can win the night, then obviously that like I said, that will give me some good confidence.
And you've played in front of over 100,000 fans in this Premier League campaign. You've also been very active on the exhibition circuit. I just want to know how important that has been for you to get up close and personal with the fans and kind of enjoy that adoration a bit this year.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. You know, doing exhibitions, it takes away the need for like playing serious darts all the time. I enjoy that, and it's been a busy few, 5-6 months, but it's coming to an end now slightly. So yeah, get this now out of the way, and then it's full focus on going into the O2.
And taking on Rob Cross this evening, we say it time and time again, but you two, you really do bring out the best in each other. Your last 4 meetings, there's only been one winning average below a ton.
Yeah, we usually play well against each other. I think that's because I know how to play well against Rob. He's such a tough player to beat, and obviously, we've had a good couple of battles this year in the Premier League. I had 9 diet in one of them, so love to do that again tonight and have another good game because he does bring out the best of me.
Yeah, hit a 9 darter and then go on and win the match.
Couldn't pick a better night to do it. I think that'd be the best way to end my campaign and going into the O2. That full set of confidence that I need.
Very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome back to the action. This is the MGM Premier League. Coming to you live on Sky Sports from the Still City of Sheffield. So brought to you by the Professional Dance Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 former Premier League finalists collide. Firstly, would you please welcome the winner of 2 European Championships, 5 World Series titles. Ladies and gentlemen, the former World Match Play champion and the former champion of the world, Voltage, Rob.
here tonight will finish second in the league. Getting a lot of love from this Sheffield crowd, isn't he? Interesting. Yeah, that's enough, isn't it? Leeds United. Bam. Well, he's had a good season, hasn't he? 3 weekly victories. Been in 7 finals as well. And he has produced some huge averages along the way. That's possibly a bit more like it from the Sheffield crowd. Well, he finished runner-up at the O2 last year, and no doubt he will want to go one better this year. Got a night of action before that, though, hasn't he? And it all starts here with a quarter-final with Rob Cross, who, despite having the 3rd highest average in the Premier League this season, well, he's finishing at the wrong end of the table, isn't he? Starts the night in 7th. No night wins, no finals yet either. So can Voltage finish the season on a high? These two have met 3 times this Premier League season. It is 2-1 to Luke Humphries. So who wins this time around? Then to guide you through it, I'll hand you over to Mark Webster and Stuart Pike.
Yeah, I think we kind of got the message, didn't we, Emma, that they're not really enamoured with Leeds and Sheffield. But Luke Humphries still having some fun, interacting with the crowd, smiling and enjoying himself. And why shouldn't he? Look at that, 111 average for Cross. But you know, he's been okay in parts, Rob Cross, hasn't he? But okay, in this field, he's nowhere near good enough. But Cross will get us underway. Incredibly, on the very last night of the league campaign, Rob Cross is still looking to reach his first final of 2025. We shall see.
Yeah, he's made the perfect start, and it's a personal Rob Cross, really, because he's got the 3rd highest tournament average coming into this. His finishing stats are 3rd as well. You'd think he'd have been a bit more competitive, but like you mentioned, Stu, he hasn't made that final on any occasion, so he's not competing for the maximum amount of points, and just left himself too much to do too often, Rob. And again, his 2nd year under this format, and it's a disappointing return, yet to win a night over the 2 years.
96.
I suppose one consolation for Rob Cross is the defeat of Stephen Bunting, beaten by a brilliant display from Luke Littler in the early stages. The first match of the night.
38.
That means that Bunting will finish bottom of the pile in 2025. But Rob Cross, it's a
100.
quarter-finals, lost 8. Semi-finals, lost them all, lost 7.
Yeah, it's 14 points, like you just made the point then, have all just been quarter-final wins. There's been a couple of unlucky quarter-finals. Fives in his 2nd max. There's not been enough of them this season as well for Rob. But yeah, he had games against Luke Littler where he led 5-1. He had that thriller in Rotterdam where Luke Littler took out, I think it was a 1-5-5 when he just missed a match start. So Rob's been a little unlucky, but again, he's his own biggest critic. He'll be disappointed. He'll think he should have done better.
Very rarely do you see Rob Cross on that side of the board, but it was effective. 2 180s in the leg, and he goes 1 up.
Yeah, if Rob can win the game and Chris Dobie loses, he will leapfrog Chris and finish the season in 6th. Can't finish any higher. Chris Dobie, if he wins the night, can actually leapfrog Michael and finish 5th in the Premier League table. So still a lot to play for, but the playoff spots are all sewn up.
Prize money as well, Mike.
Yeah, of course. And just takes a spring into his step into upcoming tournaments. Is the busy part of the year. World Series events, the match play just around the corner as well.
100.
Well, for Luke Humphries, job done, finishing in the top 2. That gives him, in darting terms, home advantage when it comes to the O2 and the semi-finals next week. Of course, we still don't know who Luke Humphries and Luke Littler will be playing, because the battle for 3rd and 4th is hotting up with Aspinall's win over Van Gerwen. Aspinall now into 3rd spot. If he finishes third, he'll play Humphries.
99.
The player that finishes fourth plays Luke Littler. But yeah, home advantage. Finish first or second in the semi-finals, you get the darts. You don't throw for the darts in the practice room.
93.
You throw first by means of reward, really, for finishing in that top two. For Luke Littler, he's done what he wanted. Finishes top, plays the first semi, and from what he was saying, hopefully there's a rest between that game and the final, but we shall see. But it's 2-0 here to Rob Cross, averaging 107. Luke Humphries' mine may already be on the 0-2, averaging 71.
Yeah, slow start from Luke Humphries, but you've got to tip your hat to Rob Cross here. Professional as he is, looking to bow out of the Premier League in style. He's made a brilliant start here. He beat Luke Humphries in Brighton. That was his only victory in the Premier League, and Luke Humphries actually hit a 9-darter in that match. So he has got the better of Humphries on one occasion, Luke winning the other two.
Yeah, it's one of the anomalies, isn't it, of this year's Premier League. 5 9-darters hit. Only one of those players has gone on to win the game. That was Littler against Van Gerwen in the final in Cardiff. Much better from Luke Humphries. Yeah, that was an astonishing night, wasn't it? Humphries hit a 9-darter against Cross in the quarters and lost. And Cross hit a 9-darter in the semis against Aspinall an hour later and also lost.
93.
Rob Cross averaged just over 111 in that match against Luke Humphries in Brighton. That is his highest ever Premier League average, his second highest ever in a TV major, so that's how much of a polished performance it was that night from Rob Cross in Brighton. Humphries finished last year's campaign on 36 points with 4 nightly wins. He'd have to win tonight to get to 36 points, and it really mirrors his campaign from last year, but he'll be putting too much pressure on himself.
49.
It's all eyes really on next week and those playoffs.
Absolutely. The blank piece of paper.
Effectively a different tournament, isn't it?
Yeah.
59. Luke required 32.
Awkward.
No score. Robbie required 146.
Expect to be back. Rob Cross started really impressively. Hasn't missed a dart at a double yet. He's not going to get a dart at a double in this combination. Wayward with the opener.
77.
Another chance for Humphries to get his first leg on the board.
There we go.
Luke Humphries.
And it's a break back, so 2-1 it is. Humphries will have the darts in leg 4. Already know our first semi-final will feature Luke Littler and Nathan Aspinall.
140.
Both taking out 3-ton-plus finishes in their quarter-final victories over Bunting and Van Gerwen, respectively.
Yeah, both players will be really relaxed in that semi-final. Luke Littler just wanted to get his points record. He'll obviously want to go on and win tonight. Nathan, it was about just confirming his spot.
For Nathan, it's about beating Luke Littler, because they may be playing each other yet.
Well, we could effectively get a look at next week's semi-finals and tonight's semi-finals. Humphries wins this and Gerwin Price wins. That could be semi-final 2. Aspinall, Littler. There's a lot of darts to be played before that's decided.
140.
The sellout signs have been up all round the UK and Europe for this year's Premier League. Night 16. 1 more to go at the O2 next Thursday to be crowned the Premier League champ.
Semi-finals both first to 10 and the final first to 11.
44. Luke required 40.
We know our players, we just don't know the confirmed semi-final lineup, but Humphries rallying well here in our third quarter-finals, even in Sheffield. That's back-to-back legs, and Rob Cross gone off the boil here because Humphries is still only averaging in the low 80s. but he levels his match up at 2 apiece.
133.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to you, Mark. Obviously, you struggled a bit in your Premier League campaign. I'm just wondering, as far as Rob Cross is concerned, it must be difficult not to just go through the motions, you know, when it's been such a disappointing campaign, and he would have expected so much more.
135.
I think he'll be. You're referring back to my campaign. I knew I didn't play well. He'll look at this and I've done a lot right in this Premier League campaign. I played some good stuff. It'll be head scratching the fact he's not been in a final. But to quote Michael Van Gerwen, sometimes doing the right things at the right time, and he's been a little unlucky, but not clinical enough. And Rob will assess his performance honestly, but he'll just look to bounce now into the rest of the season and try and get himself back here next year. That's got to be the aim.
It must be really difficult to get motivated. Human nature, I guess. Brilliant 180s from Humphries, puts the pressure on Rob Cross. Humphries looking for 3 consecutive legs. Got to get a go at it.
Yeah, and this would be for the breaker throw. Good first dart over to the double 18. Neat and tidy from Humphries. That's an 11 dart leg, and that's 3 successive legs, and he's warming to the task now. And after barely getting going in the opening couple of legs, this is more like it from Humphries. 3-2 with a break.
He'll want to go to the 0-2 in good nick, in confident mood. Hasn't he done a dart to the double, Rob Cross, since winning that second leg?
121.
And Humphries has never really shaken his head at 2-0 down. He's quite relaxed about the situation. Lost out in the final in Sheffield last year to Michael Smith.
Of course, lost out in the grand final as well, didn't he? To
44.
So his mate Luke, the other Luke.
9 darts in the final as well from Littler, wasn't it? Winner to play, Price or Doby. They'll round out the quarterfinals.
100.
Cracking last start from the world number 1.
Back-to-back tens, but it's Luke for the 4th successive leg. Got rid of 96 in 2 darts quite comfortably in the previous leg. He's going to need the 3rd dart here.
60.
Not too thrilled with them 2 darts. Some chance for Cross to break back here.
So for 4 consecutive legs for Humphries.
Game shot sequel. Luke Humphries. 7th leg is Rob to throw first. Game on.
And Rob Cross having led 2-0. We saw that sarcastic smile when he missed the target in the previous leg.
60.
No big treble. There's professional pride with Rob Cross wanting to move up a spot in the table, but it is difficult when you're eliminated from a tournament. We only see sort of league phases in the Premier League and at the Grand Slam.
140.
Been a brilliant 4 months. One more big week to go.
99.
I still would be surprised if we saw something special tonight as well. You said Little and Nathan Aspinall will be super relaxed and I'm sure ready to entertain, won't they, in the semi-final?
but for Nathan, I think he'll be fired up for that game. It's potentially a semi-final opponent next week, but he's admitted that he's all a bit too pally sometimes when he faces Luke Littler, and he doesn't want to fall into that trap just because it's job done this evening. So I'm looking forward to the approach from Nathan in that opening semi-final.
To halter a run of 4 losing legs. One dart for Rob Cross. Humphries still with the advantage.
Rob still 100% on the doubles, needed that leg. Otherwise he risks going down a double breaker throw, and Humphries has been thrown for the match.
A little bit casual maybe from Humphries. 4-3 he leads. We say it's been a brilliant Premier League, and it has. What's been the standout moment for you?
Do you know what? All the 9 darters, left, right and centre, haven't they? And guaranteeing nothing. You made the point earlier, only one was hitting victory, which was Luke Littler in Cardiff in a final. But yeah, just to show the standard that these 9 dart legs are going in, but not guaranteeing points, guaranteeing wins. The standard's been brilliant in this Premier League, and I wouldn't rule out 1, maybe 2 more in the next 8 days we've got left of Premier League action.
Yeah, we saw that magical game, didn't we, between the 2 Lukes in Aberdeen. Humphries 118.43 record-breaking average in Manchester. All those 9 darters.
The Luke v Luke game last week was just a joke, wasn't it, as well? Yeah.
I fell off my sofa.
Yeah, it was some game, wasn't it? And it was just disbelief at times watching him.
Clinical from Humphries. He's 1 away from yet another semi-final.
Rob Cross needs 3 successive legs. Kind of the right way round. It's 2 holds and a break, so he just needs that 1 breaker throw to get it back on track. But in the meantime, needs to hold his throw here and finish him pretty well. Started explosively, the opening couple of legs, and just dwindled off as Humphries raced through the next 4. We're still well and truly in this match, Rob.
25.
Very much in control of this leg for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think this game really sums up Rob's Premier League to a T. There's been some excellent stuff, but in between, as Humphries fires in a third 180, in between it's been bitty, hasn't it?
Yeah, just not done enough, has he? And he'll admit that. He's played some good stuff. He'll reflect on a campaign of what could have been for Rob Cross, who such a solid performer, a difficult player to beat. And
well, 180 and 135 from Humphries puts the pressure on Cross to get this. That'll help. Good guide, gotta be a good guide, had to be, and it is. And Cross stays alive at 5-4. But Humphries with the darts to win it.
100.
just a turn. Sort of grimaced after the last start, Luke. He expected more. Rob's got to ask questions of Luke Humphries here. He's broken his throw already in the match. That was in the second leg.
He's been excellent on his cover shooting as well, Rob Cross. Possibly the 4th or 5th time, I think, that he's come downstairs and hit the 2 treble 19s.
Needs a 2 treble visit again, Rob. Humphries firing back out, that's inviting. Here he goes. Brilliant visit from Rob. Levels up the max count. He's not going quietly, Rob Cross. Average gets above 98 now.
140.
Frustration from Humphries. He fancied the lot as well there. He's going to get a crack at 1-2-1, but where's the pressure now from Cross?
43.
There you go, 180 followed by 43. Encapsulates Rob's Premier League, I'm afraid. Oh, he went for the 25, he hit the ball, he gambled. So Cross is going to get a go at 144. How ironic this would be.
To force a decider. He just felt it wasn't going to go. And Humphries, with more matched out opportunities to get himself into another semi-final. Going to switch down to 2-2, and he gets there with the last start. No real reaction from Humphries. Slow start to the match. Lost the opening couple of legs and rattled off the next 4. Rob Cross ends a disappointing campaign. He will finish in 7th spot. For Luke Humphries, he'll be back a bit later on in the semi-finals, where he'll take on either Chris Dobey or Gedwin Price, and Gedwin Price is backstage.